Okay, today we're going to do Daf Lamed Zayin Amud Aleph. Sorry, Daf Lamed Ches Amud Aleph. We're finishing off. We're going to start from Lamed Zayin Amud Base all the way at the bottom. The Gemara says, Amr Ravasi said, Isa Shemai Sheni, if you have a dough of Ma'aseh Sheni, Divrei Reb Meir, according to Reb Meir, Pturim Nachala, it's part of Nachala. What's the argument? We're going to explain. The argument is according to the Meir holds that the money of Ma'aseh Sheni belongs to the Eibishter, even though you eat it, but it still belongs to the Eibishter. Therefore, since it belongs to Hekdesh, so you're not Chayim Chal. Chacham say no, that it's called Mammon Hadyet, it belongs to the person, and therefore it's Chayim Chal. The Gemara brings this nafkamina for how much the different mitzvahs, starting on the Ches Madalef. Says the Gemara, Matzah Shal Ma'aseh Sheni, if you have a matzah of Ma'aseh Sheni, the dividend Meir according to Meir, ain't no mitzvah dechavas with Pesach. A person is not Yitzchak Chiv matzah with on Pesach. We're going to see soon why. But according to Chachamim, the Chachamim, who say that Ma'aseh Sheni belongs to the person, is Yitzchak Dechavas Pesach able to use Yitzchak Yidei Chayva with Ma'aseh Sheni on Pesach. Matzah of Ma'aseh Sheni. So to Esrig Ma'aseh Sheni, if you have Esrig of Ma'aseh Sheni, the dividend Meir according to the Meir ain't Yitzchak Dechavas with Pesach. You're not Yitzchak Dechavas on Pesach. The Chachamim, according to Chachamim, Adam Yitzchak Dechavas with Pesach. A person is Yitzchak Yidei Chayv Lulav on Pesach. They lulav on Esrig lulav on Sukkot. Okay, so that's argument. Again, Ma'aseh Sheni was the fruit that they would take money or fruit into Yerushalayim, eat the fruit themselves in Yerushalayim, or they had to redeem the fruit from their house, bring the money to Yerushalayim, and eat the fruit in Yerushalayim. So even though it was eaten by a person, still there's an argument whether the person is eating hekdesh or the person is eating, or the money he's using, and the person the food is eating is his item, or is eating hekdesh. Says the Gemara, Papa asked Isa regarding Isa makes sense. Why if it's Ma'aseh Sheni's dough, then there's an opinion that says that it's not Chayim Chala. The Chsivka says in the pasuk regarding Chala, he says Seichem Mishalachem. It says regarding Chala, you only have to take Chala from your dough. But if the dough doesn't belong to you, it belongs to the Eibishter, you don't have to take Chala. Esrog Nami Soto regarding Esrog, the Chsiv Lakachim Lachem. It says regarding Esrog, it has to be yours. Lachem Mishalachem Yeh. That Esrog has to be yours, and if it belongs to the Eibishter, and it's not yours. Ela matzah, but regarding matzah, why is there a shit that says that you're not Yitzchak matzah Ma'aseh Sheni? Mixi matzah asked the same that pasuk that it has to be your matzah. It doesn't have to be your matzah. You can be Yitzchak matzah with the other matzah. It's not yours. So why regarding Ma'aseh Sheni, even though it's not yours, you can still be Yitzchak. Amar Rabbi answers v'itema Rav Yemar by Shlemya. Some people say well is Rav Yemar. He answers like this: that is Asya. We learn out lechem. We learn out from Exer Shava. And it says regarding Ksiv Hacha, over here it says regarding Matzah, it says lechem. The Matzah is called lechem eni. Ksiv Hacha regarding the Chiv of Chal, it says it says that when you need the bread of land. Just like Chiv Chal has to be from your Chala, Afkam Mishalachem, so too Matzah has to be from your Matzah. So there's no direct Chiv pasuk that says that Matzah has to be your Matzah. We learn out from Chiv Chal, just like Chiv Chal has to be your dough, so to matzah has to be your matzah. Says the Gemara further, maybe I could bring a proof and a raya to the people who would say a raya from a brisa. It says in a brisa, Isa Shal Ma'aseh Sheni, if you have a dough of Ma'aseh Sheni, Pturim Nachala, it's parted from Chal, Divrei Meir. That's the Meir's opinion that the dough of Ma'aseh Sheni is parted from Chal. Chacham say no, Chayavas it's Chay. So here we see the same argument in Ibn Chachamim. If a Chayav Chala, not Chayav Chala in the door of Ma'aseh Sheni. Says the obvious question. Usually when the Gemara brings down a statement saying Leim Mosayele, maybe I bring a brisa that would help me prove. So I'm coming to prove something. But over here, says the Gemara Leim Mosayele, you're not proving anything. This is the same brisa. We learned before that they had an argument in Mechacham if you're Chayav Ma'aseh, you're not Chayav Ma'aseh, and you bring me the exactly the same brisa. So what are you coming to add? Why did the Gemara say that maybe we're going to bring a help from a brisa? This is exactly the same thing. Says the Gemara, Hachi. This is what his intention of bringing the brisa was. He wanted to bring brisa that is Lema midipalig beisa. He wanted to say just like that they argue regarding the dough of Ma'aseh Sheni, Bahanach Nami Pligi. So they also argue regarding the other mitzvahs of matzah and esrog. Eiduma. Shani Hasan Nechsiv Arisei Seichem. Arisei Seichem Treizim. Do we say that since the argument, in other words, the brisa that says over there that the argument about dough, if dough is Chayav Ma'aseh Sheni, by dough, maybe I don't have to I can't bring a proof from dough to matzah and to other things. By dough, even though I have a chiv asking mine, but it says that it's sechem twice. Since it says that it's sechem twice, so I would think dafka by dough has to be yours. Mashenkin by matzah, mashenkin by lulav, and by other mitzvahs only says lachem once. I would think since it only says lachem once, maybe I could be yetzer with chiyuv. I could be yetzer with I could be yetzer with something which belongs to the Eberstein. Mashmaran, that's the same. I bring a brisa that says just like the argument regarding matzah. So I have two brises that say this, so I can prove us regarding other mitzvahs also. The other one goes back to the dinim of eating matzah, which belongs to Masechta. It's a very interesting focus, very interesting discussion. Let's see. It says something about it. Lamed Chesam base in the middle. Lamed Chesam Adal. Boy, Rav Shimon Lakish says, "Ma'al she'etza adam midei the chalosh from Masechta." Tonight we spoke about a person who gets matzah from Masechta dough. What if someone took Masechta, meaning he took wheat from his field, and he has to bring them to Shalim and eat them in Shalim? So what do you do? Instead of eating the wheat, he grinded the wheat, and he's not going to make dough. Now, when he takes Masechta, he takes dough. So even though Masechta, we just had a broad opinion before, the Masechta is chayiv and challah. So what if a person wants to eat some matzah from the chi of challah, which is in Masechta? Meaning, if it's chi of challah stam, so it's a different discussion. We're saying when a person took the challah from his Masechta, and now he wants to be Yitzchak matzah. What's the discussion? Aliba the Rabbi we said before holds that a person is not Yitzchak matzah from Masechta because we don't know that matzah has to be yours. So if regular Masechta not Yitzchak, what does it make a difference if it's Masechta regular Masechta or the challah of Masechta? The idea is any Masechta not Yitzchak matzah. So according to basically it's not a question. Kiti ba'ilach, when do you have a question? Leave the Rabbi Akiva. You have a question from the Rabbi. Why? Because Rabbi Akiva says that you are Yitzchak Masechta. We are Yitzchak matzah from Masechta. But then, a month ago, Rabbi Akiva says they had an argument. Since it says regarding matzah b'chomish v'seichem, it says in matzah, the matzah has to be eaten b'chomish v'seichem in all your boundaries, all together. Which some opinion said that Masechta, since Masechta cannot be eaten all together, Masechta cannot be eaten in Shalim, so now Yitzchak matzah. Rabbi Akiva says that you are Yitzchak matzah from Masechta. So now the question is like this. According to Rabbi Akiva says that you are Yitzchak Masechta, and according to Rabbi Akiva, so that's after b'chulin. If Masechta is b'chulin, is regular Masechta, who the nafik maybe dafka then it could be Yitzchak. Why dafka chulin? Because the mitmo, because we said there could be a hechetim, so there could be a situation that you would be able to take a Masechta out of your Shalim. How? If Masechta becomes tummy, you have to have b'mishavis, and Masechta becomes tummy, able to eat it outside your Shalim. But avachala around the challah of Masechta, the matamya, if it becomes tummy, less lahatam b'shabbos. You can't eat. You can't take it out of Shalim, out of your Shalim. You have to eat it inside your Shalim. Or let's say father, because you have to burn it. So the question is, so nothing. Maybe not yet. The question is, on one hand, so if it's regular Masechta, you're able to be yet. So why? Because if it would become tummy, even though it didn't become tummy, but if it become tummy, so. And then you'll be able to take out Yerushalayim. So even in Yerushalayim, you can be Yitzchak. Question about Masechta, about Machal. Chala, if it becomes tummy, you can't take it out. So you're probably not Yitzchak. Maybe I can say a different story. I could say, if I would have never called it matzah, and then it would become tummy, is that the Meshabbos, it would have been mutter. But would have been Yitzchak, Hashtanami, nothing. Maybe now, even after I call it Shem Matzah, I can stop Yitzchak with it. In other words, that's it. Something in Halacha is a concept called Hayil. Hayil means if. It's a very hard concept for us to understand because, but the concept is like this: that if a person has a piece of dough, the piece of dough is Masechta. Okay, Masechta can't be eaten in Shalim. Question is, it says you have to be able to eat Masechta. You have to be able to eat matzah everywhere. So can you be Yitzchak matzah from Masechta or not? Rabbi Akiva says you could. Why? We learned before that even though right now the matzah cannot be eaten in everywhere, but if it becomes tamei, then the matzah can be eaten outside your shleim as well. So that falls under the category of b'chomish v'seichem. The question is, if you have challah from Masechta, now there's Masechta, now they have the challah of Masechta, and you want to be Yitzchak matzah with that. The question is, do I say that over here you can't say hoyak? You can't say if it would become tummy, I would have taken out Yerushalayim because I would be able to take out Yerushalayim because Masechta, challah Masechta cannot go out of Yerushalayim even if it's tummy. So l'chei that can't be Yitzchak over here. Or maybe I could say no. I could say two hayals. Just like I could say that if I would be able to take out Rishon, if it would become tummy, then I'll be able to take out Rishon. I'll give another if. I'll say if I wouldn't have called Hashem Chala, and it would become tummy, I would be able to take out Rishon. Why don't you say one if? Maybe say another if. And once you're already making imaginary or theoretical terms, so do it twice. Say if it would have become Tameh, if I wouldn't have called it Shem Chala, it would have been recognized as Sheni. And if it's recognized as Sheni, then if it would become Tameh, I could take out Shalayim. So maybe now we take away once we're saying the concept of if, and we're applying the if to the present. So maybe that would apply even twice. Even to say that if I wouldn't have called it Shem Maisa, it would have still been Shem Chala. It would have been recognized as Sheni, then I'll be able to use it. So what's the answer to the question? Something one Ikadam, some people say that this question of saying if for sure is not a problem. Why? It's just like you could say, since if I wouldn't have called it Shem Chala, I would have been able to Yetze. So to now, if I wouldn't have called it, even after called it Shem Chala, if I would theoretically, if I wouldn't have called it, then it would have been I would have been able to Yetze. So now of course be Yetze. When would you have a question? I would have a question with challah that's bought with the money of my Sheni. What does it mean? It means that you never, that it's not that you took challah from my Sheni. What it means is that you bought a dough. You bought a dough of my Sheni with the my Sheni money. You bought a dough of challah from my Sheni money. So what is the difference? So I live with Rabbanon. According to Rabbanon said we're going to see soon. It's not a question. Since they say that if you buy a dough with Meiser Sheni money, you just have to redeem it. So the dough has the same category as Meiser, and just like you create the Meiser, you create this also. When would you have a question? According to Rabbi Yehuda says, Yehuda says, if you take money and you buy from Meiser Sheni and you buy a dough with it, you buy a challah dough, you have to burn it. But if you buy Meiser Sheni, Meiser Sheni that if you have money for Meiser Sheni, and you buy challah, you have to burn it. That's not we're not a brayso. If you have something which is bought with Meiser Sheni money and became tummy, what do we do? So Tanakama says, Chacham say you just redeem it. Well, then it says you can't redeem it. You have to burn it. Meaning something regular Meiser Sheni that becomes tummy, you redeem it. The question is, I have money for Meiser Sheni, and I bought something. It's not the original Meiser Sheni; it's the money from Meiser Sheni, and I bought something with that money. Question is, that thing I buy have exactly the same status of Meiser Sheni, or not? So Chacham says it has exactly the same status. You just have to redeem. If it becomes tummy, just redeem it, and you outside Yerushalayim. According to Yehuda, no. According to Yehuda says no. This is a different status, and therefore, if it becomes tummy, you have to eat the inside Yerushalayim. So according to Yehuda, mi amina. What's the question? What do we say? If I would have never bought this piece of dough with the money of Meiser Sheni, and if I would have never called the challah, it would become tameh. There's two ways. If I wouldn't have bought the dough, and if I wouldn't have called the challah, there's two. So not only I called the challah, but I bought it, which according to Yehuda is two problems over here. So do I say if to take away two problems? After now enough. Then so since if I would have called them as a sheni, and if I wouldn't have bought the pieces though, and if I wouldn't have called it shem challah, I would be able to be yetzer. So the half now enough, of course, to be yetzer now. Or do we say no? Then what do we say no? We don't say hayel. One hayel, meaning to say one hayel. For example, if you have matzah for Meiser Sheni, which is challah, then you'd be able to be yetzer. Why? Because if I wouldn't have called the shem matzah, that's okay. But to tell me that what? That this matzah has no way of being eaten, unless you say if twice, meaning if I wouldn't have bought it and if I wouldn't have called it machala, that we don't say. So what's the answer? In other words, do we say if twice or not? Amar Rava says mistabro shem ma'aser chadam. Rava says that what he thinks makes more sense is Meiser Sheni has one name. What does that mean? Just like a person's yetzer, we chiv matzah Meiser Sheni. So it is yetzer, even if the matzah was the challah Meiser Sheni, since without klal, you're able to be yetzer without klal with matzah Meiser Sheni. So it is yetzer, even if you bought, you did listen to the rules and you bought something with the money Meiser Sheni, we do say hayel twice because it's one general isser. The general isser is Meiser Sheni, challah Meiser Sheni. So even though I did a few things wrong with it, but the general term is one general isser. So we say if how much times? It's not sure we're saying if I did this and if I did this. The general is if I didn't make it not a regular status of Masechta, so it's one if. So I take the if away. And that's the maskana. The Gemara, they're able to be yotze with chiyuv matzah of a challah of Masechta, even though I bought the dough with Masechta money. Okay, we'll stop over here at the bottom of the Chesed Aleph, and we'll continue tomorrow with Hashem.